Week 11 of Hick's 5-Minute Picks. The big game on Saturday. Number 3 Michigan and number 10 Penn State. Wolverines 4.5-point favorites. I got my Penn State hat on. I am fired up for this one. But again, I'm objective. I'm unbiased. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm taking my Penn State hat off. Literally. Please bear with my ugly hat hair. I'm making this pick unbiased. I hate to say it, but Michigan's winning. This is not like a reverse jinx here or an intentional mush. This is truly how I feel. I think Michigan, without cheating, by the way, still is winning this game and covering the 4.5-point spread. They're a really good team. Hate to say it, but it's true. The run game's not been as dominant this year, but it has been made up in the passing game with J.J. McCarthy. They have been very good offensively and defensively. But honestly, this game for me is not about Michigan. They're really talented, yes. But this to me is more about Penn State and what they don't do. And what Penn State doesn't do is play their best football in the biggest game of the season. It's been a constant, and it's been a problem under James Franklin. They constantly, in these big games against Michigan and against Ohio State, clam up, aren't aggressive, play tentative, play not to lose. Instead of playing to win, they play not to lose. And you can't beat Ohio State and especially Michigan this year by playing conservative football. And I don't trust right now Penn State, especially offensively, to break out of their conservative nature and play their best on offense against Michigan on Saturday. You know what it is? It's a definition of insanity if I was to sit here and tell you Penn State's winning. It is. We've never seen it under James Franklin. His team in a big game play at their best. Peak at the best moments. I think a college football team really does kind of take on the personality of their head coach. I think Penn State players, especially on offense, you saw it in Columbus a few weeks ago, they took on the persona of James Franklin, which was tentative, which was nervous. I really thought this year was going to be the year where things were different. And I was wrong. I embarrassed myself a few weeks ago in the video picking Penn State to beat Ohio State. That looked bad. And so I learned my lesson. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. If I picked Penn State to win this game, honestly, I hate to say it, I'd be lying to you. So it pains me to say it. I hate picking Michigan. It brings me literal physical pain and ill to say those words coming out of my mouth here. But I'm not going to lie to you. It's how I feel. 24-14, Michigan wins. Both defenses play lockdown for the most part. And Michigan moves on undefeated. All right, I'm putting the hat back on to cover up this hat hair. Let's go to the SEC. Number 9, Ole Miss. At number 2, Georgia. Dogs, 10.5-point favorites. We just talked about James Franklin not coming through in a big spot. I mean, Lane Kiffin's the SEC version of James Franklin. Consistent winning, can't win the big game. I think that trend with Lane Kiffin continues this Saturday in between the hedges. I like what I've seen from Georgia, especially on their offense since Brock Bowers went down. Go figure. Lose the best player on your team, one of the best players in the country. And now, all of a sudden, this offense looks a lot better and is really starting to hit their form and round into stride here going forward. It looks really solid. And defensively, too, is what's really impressed me. Last few games, Florida came in with some momentum on offense. Mizzou came in with Brady Cook, good offense. And both times, Georgia's defense has snuffed them out. I think the same thing happens here in this game. Ole Miss comes in with a high-powered offense. Don't get a lot of traction going here. I'm going to say 31-20. Dogs win. Close cover, 10.5-point spread. I said they win by 11. But Dogs do win and get their most impressive win of the season. Two good ones here in the Pac-12. Number 18, Utah. And number 5, Washington. Huskies, 9.5-point favorites. I think Washington wins the game. But I think Utah keeps it close and covers the almost 10-point spread. Look, UW's defense is not very good. They're basically USC light. I mean, they're better than USC's defense. Would it be USC heavy? Whatever, you get the analogy. They are not as bad as USC's defense, but they're also not very good. And we're talking about a Washington defense that a few weeks ago against one of the worst offensive teams in the conference at Stanford allowed 33 points to them. Utah's offense is not very good, but they can score against bad defenses. They put up 34 on USC a few weeks ago. I'm going to say 38-30. Washington wins, but again, Utah keeps it close. They score on that bad Husky defense. Finally, USC at number 6, Oregon. Ducks 15-point spread. Favorites at home. I think this is going to be a bludgeoning. A beatdown. A bloodbath. 55-24. Oregon is the most well-rounded team in college football, offensively, defensively. My pick to win the college football playoff. They smoke the Trojans.